Hey guys, Sethly here, back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. In this video, we're going to be going over everything we know about the new character, possibly multiple characters, coming to Apex Legends. I wanted to make this video because I've seen a lot of channels recently posting 3D model renders of characters that appeared in the Apex cinematic trailer, and they have been saying that these could be the next characters, and as far as I know, that is completely wrong. However, there were some real teasers for new characters in the cinematic, including Octane and Watson, but I do want to address the fact that there were some 3D models of characters people don't really know posted on a website from somebody who worked with Respawn. The original artist who worked with Respawn on the cinematic animations posted the 3D renders of characters called Blisk and Barker. I'll show on screen right now where Blisk is in the cinematic. He's from the Titanfall universe and was the leader of the Apex Predators, but is now possibly the founder and organizer of the Apex games, and he's probably in his 60s around in age, so I highly doubt that he will be a new legend. I don't know who this Barker model is of, although I know there was a character in Titanfall named Barker, but he looks very different in this 3D model, so make sure to let me know down below in the comments who you guys think he is and if you guys recognize him from the Titanfall universe. I also want to show on screen right now the artist who made the 3D models for Respawn. He did confirm that they are just in the cinematic and he didn't make them for any other purpose. Otherwise, it would have been somebody else that was designing these characters and models if they were going to be added into the game. But let's get on to what we actually know about the new characters coming to Apex Legends. So as you guys probably know, Respawn has already confirmed the introduction of a new character that will come in Season 2. Around in June, I think, is when we get our first official announcements for what we can expect in Season 2. Obviously, they've already announced the fact that we can expect a better battle pass, a new weapon, a new legend, and some map changes, but we don't know the specifics of that. But there was also an accidental leak on the PlayStation website when Season 1 was released that stated that there would be 2 new characters released throughout Season 1. Also, almost all of the teasers from the cinematic, including Watson, the Havoc, and Octane, everything but Watson has been released in Season 1, so there is still a good chance Watson could come out in Season 1. I also want to show a clip I found. I hadn't seen this before, but Shroud did confirm on stream a while back that when he play tested Apex Legends about a year ago, almost over a year ago, Octane was already ready, and then he goes on to talk about Watson, and he was talking about Watson, how they already had Watson basically almost available in the game for him to test back when the game was not even announced over a year ago. I'll make sure to show that clip on screen right now.
I think they already knew that Watson and Octane were going to be the Season 1 launches, so they probably had those ready, but when we played Watson and Octane,
all of that leads me to believe that there is a chance Watson will be released in Season 1 and then a different new character will be released at the start of Season 2, but obviously none of that is confirmed. As well as a bunch of leaked files and data miners have been able to find stuff about Watson in the game right now in the files, which makes me think that they are working on Watson for a Season 1 release date later on, probably around a few weeks from now if it is going to come out in Season 1. But obviously none of the specifics are confirmed yet. Watson could be the character that they are talking about when they did say in the announcement that we can expect a new legend in Season 2. So obviously we don't know if she'll come out in Season 1, but a lot of this leads me to believe that she has actually a really good chance of coming to Apex in Season 1 and then a different character in Season 2. I'll make sure to show in the trailer where we actually got a teaser of Watson next to Octane. I'll make sure to link that full cinematic down below if you guys do want to actually watch it for yourself. So as you guys saw in the trailer or cinematic, you can see a silhouette that looks a lot like the leaked image of Watson. I'll make sure to show that on screen right now. That's obviously a very poor, older concept art for what Watson could look like, and it does look like the exact silhouette of the character standing next to Watson in the cinematic. As well as if you do watch the cinematic, you can see that in the beginning of the cinematic, Blisk stabs a newspaper, and if you actually zoom in and try to translate all of these words, somebody was able to translate most of it. I'll make sure to link that down below if you guys want to go ahead and check that person out. Full credit to them for translating all of the stuff on the newspaper in the cinematic. I'll make sure to read off the important parts Obviously, in this newspaper, it did mention the new characters that would be coming to the Apex Arena in Season 124, which is the season we are currently in. So as you can see on the translated version of the newspaper, it does say Challengers Rush to be the next Apex Legend, and then it goes on to say registration for the game's 124th season began earlier last week, and an unprecedented number of new competitors did sign up to compete to become the Outland celebrated Apex champion. In a video released frontier-wide last Friday, the Syndicate's Prime Director of Public Relation, Jacob Young, teased what's to come next month, and this next month is the 124th season of the Apex games, which is our Season 1 right now, which does lead me to think that there is a good chance that Wattson will come out later in Season 1 because of what I'm about to read to you. In the next paragraph on the newspaper, it does say that the Syndicate's Prime Director of Public Relations, Jacob Young, stated that when asked specifically about any new competitor, Young was blank. It wasn't able to translate that because obviously in the cinematic it was very hard to read. But then it goes on to say, most of us here at the Apex Games have known Natalie since she first took her steps. I suspect she'll be playing a much different game than the other legends. Paquette is the daughter of the game's lead electrical engineer, the late Luke Paquette. And obviously you guys know that this Natalie person is the same person as Wattson because she is the daughter of the Apex game's lead electrical engineer. And as you guys know, Wattson's abilities will most likely be electric type abilities. And then it goes on to talk about Octavio Silva. Yes, that Octavio Silva, which is actually Octane. So it does talk about those two characters, Natalie Wattson and Octavio Silva, aka Octane, coming in the 124th season, which is the season we are currently in, Season 1, which is why I think there's a chance Wattson could be added later on in this season. Let's go ahead and get into all of the files and leaks we have had for Wattson that are currently in the files right now. I'll make sure to link down below the original data miners who have found all of this information. Full credit to them. I'm not really too fond of looking through files in games. I prefer actually playing the game, but let's get on to it. So first off, we do have a leaked image of what Wattson was when she was concepted in the files, what she was actually looking like, and that's obviously what the concept art I previously showed you was based off of. I'll make sure to show on screen right now. All of Wattson's ability icons were leaked in the files as well, and we do know for a fact that one of these abilities is actually called Tesla Trap. I'll make sure to show on screen right now the leaked files that do say Wattson Tesla Trap, as well as in the update around April, the beginning of April, there were some tactical sounds for Wattson added in that update, as well as it did show in the files that they were actually messing with the data miners. So when you actually went to the files under weapon Tesla Trap, it was completely redacted. So obviously they were doing something with that as well. I'll make sure to show on screen another leak for Wattson, her weapon Tesla Trap. It's a new damage source entry that was added into the files a while back, as well as there was a new particle in the files titled Tesla_trap. So we can expect obviously this ability will have some sort of particles that go along with it, as well as there were some files in the game right now that's called Death Tesla Trap. So when you die to the Tesla Trap, it actually is called Perimeter Security. Also, along with all of those leaked files, we do have a 3D dirty render of what the abilities might look like. It's the different versions of Wattson's electric fence, most likely going to be called the Tesla Trap. And there are forked lightning particles added in this update too, so there's a good chance that those forked lightning particles will be arcing in between these two fences, making a connection, obviously, of electricity that would do some damage. Now, I know I've showed you guys a lot of leaked files, but there was actually another leaked file from about 2 months ago. It was posted on Reddit for the callouts for all of the different characters like Wraith, Pathfinder, Mirage, Lifeline, Gibraltar, Caustic, Bloodhound, Bangalore, as well as obviously you can see that Octane is in there as well. And then up at the top there is Wattson, which makes me think obviously Wattson will be the character that does come out after Octane, which we already have. So I do really think that there's a good chance Wattson might come out in Season 1. So if Watson is actually released later in Season 1, I do have some guesses as to who the new character confirmed to come out in Season 2 possibly could be. Now, obviously, none of this is confirmed, but I'll make sure to show on screen right now. There was a null model for a compass that is held for unreleased legend Nomad in the files right now. As you guys can see, it does say Nomad Loot Compass, and I'll show on screen right now all of the leaked images that were in the files of the concepts of what the characters could be. And as you guys can see, that Nomad does look pretty cool, and he was previously in the files, so there's a chance that he could be the one released in Season 2 because his ability or something to go along with his abilities called the Compass is currently in the files, as well as the fact that in a wallpaper for Apex Legends, basically a concept art wallpaper from Respawns themselves, you can see in the corner of the wallpaper that there is a banner hanging from the ceiling that looks a lot like a concept art that was in the files, the in-game icon for this character. It is very similar. It's exact. You can clearly tell that this character is the person on the banner and that he was also in the files with an in-game icon. So there's a chance that this guy could be the one that does come out in Season 2 if Watson is released in Season 1. And as far as the files say, we think his name is Crypto. But that's pretty much everything we know about the new legends coming to Apex Legends in the future. If you guys did enjoy this video or found it helpful at all, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out a ton. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell to be updated every single day on all things Apex Legends. It's been your boy Sethly, and I'm out.